take us to how you found yourself as Sister Mary Lazarus at the Ford Theater.
It's a wonderful journey. And here's where I go back and say, being kind matters, and doing your best every single rehearsal matters.
Greetings from Columbia, Maryland, where we are recording Razzle Dazzle Radio, a show brought to you by Howard Community College. I'm Carolyn Kellerman, and I'm here with my co-host, Judy Templeton. So let's just dream on and imagine dancing cheek to cheek. Think Fred Astaire, top hat and cane, swinging and swaying to a familiar big band song, and turning Ginger Rogers around and around and around. Or Gene Kelly, dancing in the rain. Does that make you want to dance? Does that make you want to move like your favorite dancers? Well, we know a place that fits the bill for all described. Kinetics Dance Center, just off Route 40 in Ellicott City, and we'll meet the person who makes this happen. But if you're a history buff, you'll want to visit Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., and now would be a good time, because Ford's is hosting Sister Act, a lively musical with nuns singing and rocking to our delight. So let's meet Sister Mary Lazarus. Take it away, Judy.
Oh boy, Sister Mary Lazarus, a.k.a. Debbie Mobley, just one of my favorite gals, and I've seen her in so many shows, but now it's another show at Ford's Theater. Debbie, I'm impressed.
Thank you. I'm nothing but grateful and a little bit surprised.
Oh, well, welcome aboard, and we want to hear from you. So let's talk about your career. Oh, no, I won't call it it's sort of your career. Let's talk about how you started in theater, just from loving being on stage and how it all began. So where did it begin?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. This goes way back to elementary school, and I had this wonderful maverick of a teacher. He was my fifth grade teacher. His name was Sonny Lerner, and he came into the classroom one day and said, let's put on a show, just like the Mickey and Judy thing. And yep. I was all in from the get-go. So we did a couple shows that year, and I like to say that's where I got my quirky roots. I was Fruma Sarah in Fiddler on the Roof.
That's an interesting first role, yes. I could see you in it.
She was a lot of fun.
I bet. The thing that I love about you, amongst many things, is that you do not take yourself seriously. And I mean, when that happens, hey, it frees us up to be all that we could be. Because I've seen you in plenty of quirky roles. So, all right, so take us from those beginnings, then where to from there?
Oh, gosh, I did theater locally all over the place, whether it was in elementary school, middle school, high school, even in my college days. I was always looking for the next show. So I auditioned all over the place. Whether I was cast or not, I somehow was involved with many different shows. I like to wear many different hats and get the experience of being on stage, backstage, or directing, just to see what it's all about.
Yep, you are definitely marketable that way. You have done most of the roles on stage and off stage. So how did you meet up with Mo Dutterer? And by the way, shout out to Mo Dutterer. He used to be on Razzle Dazzle with Carolyn and I, but he goes too many places and couldn't sit still to be with us. But we all owe him a certain amount of praise for all he's done in the local theater world. So how'd you hook up with him, Debbie?
That's a great question. And I'm going to be honest, I don't remember. I suspect I auditioned for a show that he was directing and somehow got involved. And then Mo and I worked together along with Connie Trump-Ross on Shadow Block Productions. Mo pulled me in and I became a member of the board, and we then moved that to Silhouette Stages. So lots of years spent with Mo and with Connie as well.
And what are some of the other community theater groups that you've done shows with?
Oh, gosh. Back in the day, there was Columbia Community Players, but I spent a lot of time with them, spent some time on their board. September Song in Westminster. I've done stuff at Annapolis Summer Garden Theater. I've done stuff with Victorian Lyric Opera Company. There's a group called Golden Iris Theater Company.
Wow. Did you forget?
Some places don't exist anymore, but that's okay.
Did you forget Howard County Summer Theater?
Howard County Summer Theater. I did. Thank you for that.
Because I remember you and Joseph, and they are doing Joseph again.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. So, oh my gosh, I know. Well, ever since I've known you, you have done exactly what you quoted, another opening, another show. I don't think you barely get over one. So, you don't have time to be depressed when one show's over because you're hunting down another. But take us to how you found yourself as Sister Mary Lazarus at the Ford Theater.
It's a wonderful journey. And here's where I go back and say, being kind matters, and doing your best every single rehearsal matters. So I found myself playing Sister Mary Lazarus at Ford's because somebody I worked with in a prior production recommended me to Ford's. And to my surprise, I got invited to audition. And to my greater surprise, I got cast. And so you never know when that connection you make or that rehearsal that you do is going to make a difference. Whether it's Sunny Lerner saying, let's do a show, or Debbie showing up to a rehearsal and doing her darn best at that rehearsal and being kind to someone, that person remembers that and remembers you. So there you go. That's how I ended up at Ford's. And honestly, it was at a time when I thought I was aging out of parts in theater.
Okay, I love it. Carolyn, what did you want to say?
Oh, I wanted to ask if how you feel about performing at Ford's Theater. Is it haunted, or do you feel a certain kind of chemistry with the history of the theater?
I feel nothing but gratitude. I don't feel like the place is haunted. It is much like every other theater I've worked in. It has lots of amazing people backstage making us look good on stage. I call it the unsung heroes, the folks that are dressing me in the back, the folks that are moving the set, the folks that are doing the lights, the sound, making us look and sound good and making it look easy when we get there on stage. So no, not that I know of, no ghosts in that theater, but anytime you're spending time on stage, you're prepping yourself to perform at a theater just like Ford's.
Great.
So my question about working there then, so is it a little different? And I've heard you just say a couple things so that you really have people dressing you, making you up. That's a little different than a community theater where you're kind of doing your own thing. So how's that feeling?
Yes and no. It's a little different in that because this is a union shop that I'm working with, there were some things in community productions we handle ourselves, like actors may help each other with fast changes backstage. In this production, there are people that are assigned to do that, and it's more of an orchestrated kind of thing. You typically have one person assigned to you, and you go to that person, and that is their job. So they do an amazing job, and thank God for them. In your normal community theaters, it's catch as catch can. Everybody's helping each other.
Yep. Well, both experiences are certainly wonderful for sure. So lastly, I just want to say that your whole be kind attitude is really just so for real. And I'm sure because you also, on top of everything else you do, are a yoga teacher, I might add that. So that somewhat helps. And I know that you told me that the difference is the speed up of the rehearsal schedule, how fast they put a show together. Am I right about that?
Absolutely, yes. We were 6 weeks from rehearsal to stage. And that's actually a little long, as I understand it, too. Sometimes it's 4 to 5 weeks from rehearsal to stage.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Debbie, I am so honored that you were able to come in and chat with us. So please get on down to Ford's Theater. This show runs till May 17th, and I can't wait to see it. I'm going to tell you right out loud here on our show, I got to hitch a ride with somebody and get on down there. So I can't wait to see you. And I'm sure you are perfect for the role of Sister Mary Lazarus. Thank you, Debbie Mobley, for all that you've given to local theater and now beyond.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much. I am nothing but grateful.
Oh, I know that. Well, us too. All right, break a leg.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. And now from the stage of Ford's Theater to the stages of Kinetics and Howard Community College, and now James Rouse Theater for the dance concert of Kinetics. And Liz, I'm so excited to finally get you on here. You and I have talked for a long time trying to find a time, so we got you. So, yeah. All right. So tell us let's just go ahead and talk about your concert coming up, because Carolyn gave us a little preview. So tell us some of the kinds of dance that we're going to get to see.
Yes, we are very excited to premiere an original story-based concert told through various genres of dance. It's titled Dance Upon a Time, and it is directed by Alex J. Krebs, our Director of Student Programs at Kinetics and our lead youth ensemble director. This was her brainchild. She created the vision for this brand new production that's really inspired by various childhood stories and nursery rhymes. So you're going to see a lot of familiar characters such as Snow White, Hansel and Gretel, Jack and his Magic Beans, other various nursery rhyme characters, the Big Bad Wolf, Little Red Riding Hood, and all of the stories kind of come together through a main protagonist who's experiencing a journey. I don't want to give too much away, but it's a really neat show. It's all told through dance, and it's performed by 45 students who make up the Kinetics Youth Ensemble in grades 4 through 12. And it premieres on Saturday, April 12th at 12 and 4 p.m. at the Jim Rouse.
Well, what I'm struck with is that this is so cool to come back to some of those old themes, fairy tales, nursery rhymes that have really been kind of forgotten. And I love it. And I know the creativity of Alex. And I know the perfectionism of you. So, I mean, all of that put together spells out an amazing show. And I love it. I really want to get it promoted because I think it's something that we've forgotten. And I love that, you're going to pick it up through movement and dance as well. And that's quite an age range to do it for, too. So.
Absolutely. And it's a family event. I would say for ages 4 and up, it's really going to be a concert for everyone to enjoy.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Like I said, it sounds so definitely unique. So, Liz, just like speaking to Debbie, tell us about your first dance step. How did you get involved dancing and where it has taken you?
Well, kind of similar to Debbie, I was always involved in theater. And that was my entry into the arts. I would always be involved in the Christmas pageants at church, and I sang in the choir. And then that led me to auditioning for local theater. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. So I participated in a lot of different youth programs in my hometown. I attended Cap Calloway School of the Arts in Wilmington. I was there for middle and high school, and my major was musical theater. So it wasn't until I started taking dance classes at a local dance studio that I kind of switched gears and dance became the main passion. I was uncertain as to whether I was going to study theater or dance in college. But I think by the time I was a junior, maybe the end of my junior year of high school, I knew that dance was where my heart was. Which was hard because I had the dream to be on Broadway and do the New York City gig, but I ended up studying dance, and I'm glad I did.
It ain't over yet. Look, Debbie just got into Ford, so so how did you end up from Wilmington to here in Columbia/Howard County?
Sure. So I attended UMBC. I studied dance there for my undergrad, and I loved Maryland. So I decided to stay. Right after graduation, I got a job teaching dance in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. Okay. And I was there for 5 years as a high school dance teacher, leading a wonderful department of students who had never experienced dance outside of school. I also had my own dance company with students that were a little more experienced. So we got to do some local performances and festivals. And that's really, I think, what set me up for success when I transitioned into the Kinetics community, because I had that education background. I had already managed a body of students, put on my own productions. I was ready for that director hat when I transitioned in 2019. And I actually started at Kinetics as the school manager. So what Alex does now, facilitating, the weekly schedule, point of contact for all of our faculty members, and overseeing the curriculum, the vision, the pedagogy for just the school. But in 2020, the opportunity to interview for artistic director came about. So I did that, and I was promoted to artistic director in 2020, which was quite the time to get a new job.
Wasn't it now?
Yes.
And yeah. Carolyn remembers too. I mean, you stepped in to a very good place that had a great reputation. It was Dottie Friedman, right? Was that her name, Carolyn? That was, yes, that was you came into a good place too. That was wonderful. But, like anything, you have to walk in the steps of the person that started it and then continue it in your own. And I love the thing that I was always struck by you, and I could tell it just by reading, is that how you have involved social justice as themes into your dance along the way, and that you've also involved the other arts and kind of done some great collaborations. And now you teach as a faculty at Howard Community College in their dance department. Yeah. So how did you come to pull all that together?
Yeah. So Like you mentioned, the dance community, the arts community is very close and we are all related. So I believe I was introduced to the department head at HCC, Liz Higgins. Through my colleague, Alex Krebs. So
Okay.
it was that introduction, that connection that sparked this relationship. And I was invited in, I believe I was invited in as a choreographer in residence before I was adjunct faculty. I believe
Okay.
that was the order of events. So I choreographed, I actually restaged a work that's been in my repertoire for over 6 years now. It's titled Transient and it's about immigration. So, like you were mentioning, the social justice issues and these really humanitarian issues, that's what kind of drives me as an artist. So, it was really special seeing it at HCC because we were in the round. And the first time it premiered, the first time it premiered, I had it on a proscenium stage. So it was really interesting revisiting this several years ago and being able to put it in the round at HCC. So that was a beautiful start to my relationship with Howard Community College. And then I've been teaching their introduction to dance class, and I taught their high intermediate modern class. So it's been a great relationship.
And if I can say that my class at HCC, Introduction to Creative Arts, during our dance unit comes, and then we get to take a class with Liz. And so we just dump those kids in the pool and they got to swim. And it's just beautiful. It really just works. And I absolutely just love it. To the point of the dance concert that we just recently finished. If you haven't seen Dance in the Round, find a way to do it because it was riveting, powerful, amazing. I had to think about it later, how it could all work. In fact, I really wanted to go back and sit in another place to see if my perspective was the same, but it messed with my psyche when you really think about it. So, and yes, your beautiful piece with a very pertinent theme right now opened the concert, and it was lovely to watch. It really was. So, yeah. So how did that work? How did you manage to get those dancers in the round like that?
Yeah. So the performance space, measurements, they were blocked off accordingly in our rehearsal space. So we knew how to curate the choreography throughout the rehearsal process. And that's Liz Higgins who set that up.
Is amazing. Shout out to Liz Higgins. Yes.
She set us up for success. So we knew exactly what the audience perspective would be and what dimensions we would be working with. Now, that's not to say that things don't come up once you get those dancers into the actual performance space, like entrances and exits. You know, you don't have traditional wings when you're in a different performance setting like that. So there were some challenges, but I think everyone did a really good job just navigating the space and doing their best. And like I said, we were set up for success by Liz Higgins. So
absolutely.
Before we close, I have a question. How can people like Judy and Carolyn here take classes at Kinetics? What would you teach us?
Sure. Yeah. Well, we have over 75 classes that we offer in a week. So there's truly something for everyone. We have classes for students age 2 through adult. And some of our classes are just for students who are age 50 plus. And then we have classes for adults 18 plus. So we have specific classes for dancers of all ages. So obviously we're going to cater to the needs, the interests that are in front of us in each of those classes. We have different genres of dance in all these age brackets, such as ballet, tap, jazz. For our adults, we have Pilates, yoga, contemporary. There's really something for everyone. There's also this lovely Dance on Broadway class that we're offering through Howard County Recs and Parks that's for ages 50 plus. That's been very popular.
Also, I might say that I've taken a ballet with Jody and I loved it. I love her. So yeah, okay. Shout out to Jody. Tell her to listen in. But yes, she has a great ballet class that I got to go to for a long time until my schedule changed because I'm, of course, teaching at that time. But
Jody is a favorite at Kinetics. We love her.
Bet you. So before we have to go, we always like to talk about past. We talked about your past and the present. So what's something you're looking forward to in the future with your dance career? You have any dreams that you're hoping to obtain?
I am really interested in higher ed, academia, research, scholarship. I'm a bit of a nerd in that way. I love the books. I love the special topics, the dialogue. So I imagine that I will continue my research inside of inclusivity and dance and figure out how to further develop that intersection and what that means in the spaces I inhabit. So and maybe a PhD one day.
I was going to say, Dr. Liz. Okay. I sort of see that in your future right now. Liz, thank you so much for all the contributions that you are making in dance, movement, and beyond. And again, expressing themes that are really pertinent for today. And we so appreciate all that you do. Everybody get out. You got to see this concert. It sounds so wonderful on April 12th, 12 and 4 o'clock at the James Rouse Theater. And until next time, it's Carolyn and Judy on Razzle Dazzle Radio. Thank you so much. We love it here. The arts are amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.